What's going on, guys? So it is Tuesday. I've got more review to do since I really didn't get anything done, at least to the level I wanted to yesterday. I got the Grocery Gang guys done last night, but I need to do Power of the Prime guys today. So I'm actually going to do just nothing but Transformers reviews today, because they take a lot of time, if I'm honest. So right now I'm just getting the character cards cut out, because I don't know if I'm pretty sure I discussed it before, the way I do these now instead of doing everything in package. So what I'll do is just take some tape this guy back shut just for the opening, no pun intended, and that way I don't have to worry about like unboxings and stuff like that with these guys, because I'm not going to save these cards, as it's called. And what's funny, today while at work I had an idea about what I want to do when I get to the Deadpool reviews, but it's gonna take some setup and I don't know if I'm really gonna pull it off or not. It's something I've been actually considering for a while. I just didn't know how to pull off. I think with the wifey's help I might be able to. So I got clear tape and I gotta find the edge. Usually I'm good about folding the edge in. Today, not so much. Okay. So, because of the way things work, there have been times where I have used said tape and not bothered to fix that. Okay. As long as it makes it through the review, that's all I care about, and it doesn't look horrendous. I think that's the edge there. Yeah, so cutting to certain lengths of tape ends up cutting a couple layers deep, and then I end up with short strips like this that accidentally cut. Crap. Okay. Like I said, it's only got to be for the review. After that, it honestly doesn't matter much. But since I need to be able to show off packaging, at least briefly on camera, it's got to look kind of decent. And the other thing I got to do, all the Dinobots that I have right now are all actually in robot mode, with the exception of one. Since I'm doing Snarl and Sludge, I've got to get this Snarl into robot mode. That way he's the only one I'm having to flip back and forth at once, like I did before. Since I'm doing Sludge and Snarl, not in the same review, mind you, but I'm doing them together. I'm going to do what I did before, shoot all the robot mode footage for all the reviews, and then do all the Dino mode footage and combine it, no pun intended, into their own reviews later on, because it just makes way more sense to do it that way rather than have to keep transforming stuff. And you know, it took me a little too long to get that message. At least when I get to Optimus Primal, I'm not really going to do a whole lot of comparisons with him, because the only thing I really have is the couple Optimuses, and they're already in robot mode, and they're not even remotely close to Primal. So, now what? Dang it! I think I just picked a random spot here. I don't know if it's the actual cut. Hold on. It's got to be it. When the Power of the Primes Optimus, or Optimal Optimus, whatever it technically is, comes out, I hope I'll still have access to Optimus Primal here from Nick. Oh crap, I don't have a cut here. So this piece doesn't have a cut. So actually, I'm just gonna cut that off right there. And this is way too long of a piece, so I'm just going to start it off over here and work my way down. Just cut off the excess. And I did already watch the Build Divers episode today. It was really good. Got to see some more of our protagonists learning their way around in GBN. But also, I watched the Venom trailer, which was actually really cool. I think, and I think somebody, well, we already know they leaked footage from the trailer showing Venom for the first time, and I think Sony was forced to release it a little bit early because it's a little unfinished. It has a little bit more refinement, it looks like it can get. So, alright, for now, I'm going to go ahead and start on these reviews. I wish I had two cameras. Alright, so, middle of doing my Power of the Primes reviews. And, as I mentioned in the review, I broke a fucking Planet X snarl. It, just rotating this, snapped it off, and then I dropped it on the damn floor. So it broke in a new spot. So, you know, screw you Planet X for using translucent plastic on a tiny joint. Man, that is just bad. And he keeps fucking falling over because the damn legs have no ratchets left in them. So, I mean, it's just the ratchet that's supposed to be inside the crotch there just is given out at this point. So I'm halfway tempted to like write to Planet X, be like, hey, the hips on my Summonus have given out to the point that it's fallen over and it broke the tail spikes off. That's your manufacturing problem. Send me a new one. Because it won't even stand up straight. Because the feet won't stay underneath him. And then the hips just flip right out from underneath him. So it is what it is. I'm just like, come on. Stand straight or stand sideways or something. I mean, I had him in Dino mode, but I put him in robot mode for this fucking review. And then this happens. So what I'm thinking about doing, I gotta figure out which part goes where. Because I was already gluing this piece together. And I've got to now glue it all back together. I don't know which way it broke off because now I've got a multitude of pieces in my hand. So that's where I think I was. No, I wasn't gluing that yet. Okay, so it just broke off. It's not a new spot, it's the old spot. Okay. So what I would love to do is drive the pin, if I can drive that pin out somehow and redo it that way, because I don't think I can technically glue this thing back together in the spot without freezing it in place. So I don't know. Plus I don't know exactly how to, without like a tiny vise, I don't know how I would pull this pin out or push this pin out. So, curse the tiny Chinese hands that made this toy. And the other thing is my glue is getting a little thin, so part of me wants to super glue it, but then I mean running out of it. So let me see if I can make any kind of headway here. That's not the right piece. That's the right piece. Problem with trying to glue any kind of circle together, or ring as it were, is that trying to make sure it's round again when you're done. And because this would make the most amount of sense to glue it together this way. Gotta kill some of the paint off here. Hopefully get it to stick together in every direction. But if I could glue the whole thing together and then replace that pin, it would probably make the biggest difference, rather than trying to assemble the joint, as it were, and then hope that it will stay, which is nearly freaking impossible. So, middle of review, gotta do that, but I mean, it's not gonna hinder me transforming him back to Dino mode, which is what I was about to do anyways. And yeah, this one, probably not about to split, but the fact that this piece, the center chunk of the tail, is normal plastic. This is all the translucent orange that's here and then just painted, which I always thought was a poor decision in the first place, but you know, cost effectiveness and whatnot. So usually that's what they do. Okay, so I've got to pull the head back, got to make room for everything. And, you know, this was one of my first Planet X figures. It just really annoys me that it can break so easily, or the fact that the hips have given out on him. And granted, the Dinobots were some of the earlier ones they did, so, I mean, it makes sense that the engineering is a little bit not great. God damn it. There we go. Get that out of there. Get that up and out of there. Rotate the tail out. This is one of my least favorite parts. The fact that every one of these spines is a clear, semi-rotating joint has always frightened me, and it's only gotten worse. So actually, it might be better off assembling this way. I can get the head stuck up under there, because that hinge is not doing what it should do. There we go. That is either correct or not correct. Those are the options. It's either correct or it's not correct. Something, oh, it's not correct, because these are supposed to go inward. That's right. See, I think what happened, the way it broke, was when I was trying to get these apart. I think that is what happened. I think it just trying to pry it apart, because his tails like to stick together. That is where it went all wrong for me. Okay, so tuck that down there. So he's probably gonna stay in one mode or the other from now on. He was in Dino mode. I might leave him in. No, actually, I might just leave him in Dino mode. Like I said, the hands keep coming up, or the feet keep coming out from under him. So there's almost no reason to put him in robot mode anymore. Though having all 5 Dinobots actually in robot mode is always nice. Okay, so the fact that the ball joints for the feet have always been stupid loose has annoyed me since day one. I've tried thickening them up, doesn't work. If it didn't work, it might want some different, like, floor polish or something, because it is a bad design on the ball joint. So I mean, there's a lot of things where I wish Planet X would do a second version of this and fix a lot of those rookie mistakes. Like, I don't know, translucence. I think the translucent plastic was never necessary on these. I think they could have definitely gotten away with using solid pieces for the most part, and painting them would have looked better. All of this for reviews, guys. Okay, so get that up past there. And then this is where got to collapse the legs in on themselves. Tuck that guy up under there. Hopefully that did all the things I wanted it to do. I forgot to rotate this, so that means I'm screwed. Much better. Use those nice little ratchet joints. Tuck that up under there. That's supposed to go. And I'll use all these other fun joints. The hips are not aligned properly. Okay, that's better. Tuck that up under there. That's tucked up under there. Dino legs, dino legs. Down the chest, like so. It really does depress me that it broke. Very expensive toy. Fucking breaks from just poor decision making. I'll leave him with a broken tail for now, and then I'll fix it after the review. Because like I said, if I can drive that pin out, somehow, which I might be able to do with like a punch or something, and then get it back in after putting this piece back on, that way I don't accidentally glue it together. The seam line looks pretty good, but I'll never trust it fully, you know. And as well I shouldn't, because I mean it's going to be glued together translucent plastic, so it's never going to be exactly the same as it once was. Okay, so the nastier end goes down here. And after I had glued it together after the beginning of the review, or right before the review, I should have known something was going to go wrong, and I just happened to set something down in the wrong spot and knocked it off the desk, and as soon as it hit the floor, I'm like, yeah, that part broke off again. There's no way it didn't. Okay. Now, where's the actual crack? Okay, there it is. I will repaint this thing if I need to. I just need it to stay glued. Like I said, if I gotta reinforce it with some super glue, I'll do that too. Reinforce it externally. So, got it glued back together, at least effectively. I'll set it aside, not touch it for like an hour. But in the meantime, the review must go on. I'm doing 2 simultaneous reviews, so it is what it is. And I'm about to run out of fucking footage. Bah. Okay, guys, so I did the thing that I don't know if something's wrong with me or what. I gotta stop laying down on the couch. If I ever lay down on the couch in the middle of the day, I fall asleep. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing. Trying to get Grimlock into combine mode. Oh, wait, no, that was correct. I forgot. Okay. So, I'm to the point now where I need to do combining. So, go ahead and pull this guy apart. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to say that it was a little overcritical of these. And honestly, people totally need to be overcritical of these. These are first party Dinobots that we have gotten, like true G1 type Dinobots we've gotten in, 20 years. And they're not good. They're just not. And people need to make sure that Hasbro knows that they're not good. And I definitely have a problem with Snarl and Sludge. I think they are the weakest. They are the worst of the five. And that's saying a lot. Because I was very critical of Slag as being the worst. Being a little potato. And Sludge being the same mold, but done in what I consider even worse fashion. Just not even trying to stay within something good, the realm of goodness, as it were. Just, it really does depress me. I mean, I love the Dinobots. Everybody does. Well, most people do, I should say. And if you're a G1 fan, these are not that good. And yeah, they're trying to fit a very specific thing, and going with this Combiner Wars aspect, which is about as fun as it seems, they're missing a whole lot of steps. They're missing a whole lot of things that would actually probably make this a very good set. So there's your Grimmy. I gotta get all the other guys in. Okay, so he was a leg and Swoop was an arm. So go ahead and get these done. At least, I will say this, and actually it's a terrible thing about these. The limb modes, for the most part, are actually fairly easy to make happen. Does not mean they're good. In no way, shape, or form does it mean that they're good. But yeah, I think tonight, since there's nothing I want to watch on TV or anything like that, I think I am going to stay in here because, well, I need to find out if the wifey's staying late at work. She'll probably call me here in about 20 minutes if I had to guess. And let me know if she's going to stay late. So, okay, Swoop was an arm, which is about the easiest thing to transform. Down, swing your arm around, swing your arm around, tilt the head forward, rotate the combiner port out. His combiner port's a little difficult to move, if I'm honest. There we go. Point his head there. A lot of people do his head downward. I like having it point out because the shoulders are essentially useless anyways, so it doesn't matter. There we go. So I had him as the left arm, so I need one of the hands, the handsies as it were. Oops. Moops. Some of these newer ones, the fingers are harder to flip out than others. And I'm tired of destroying my fingernail to do it. I am. Swoop arm. Alright, so I think I'm going to need Jazz, but I left him in the other room. So I'm going to take the Volcanicus that I built previously on Volcanicus. Actually, that's a better joke than I thought it was. That's funny. Make myself laugh. Okay, so there's our chunk of Volcanicus. So I'm just going to swap out limbs. I'm going to go grab Jazz. I forgot him. Alright, Jazz is the easiest thing ever to put into a leg mode. You just compact the car. Alright, back to filming. Alright guys, so finally got laundry done. The wifey's home. We had dinner and whatnot. I'm going to sit down and get the last of my friggin' reviews done for today. Get these Power of the Primes out of here and work on Power of the Primal. Yay. Been looking forward to doing this review for for a little while, ever since Nick brought it over. And I had talked to wifey about helping me film these reviews because I want to do things a certain way, and you guys know nothing of it. So that should be a lot of fun. But knowing that now I'm down to those 5 figures and 2 Gunpla really makes a difference. As far as I know, as far as I'm thinking, that's all I've got left to review. Yeah, so that's like maybe an hour, if and when. You know, when I finally get to it. I need to clean up in here probably tomorrow when I get home, because I gotta get all these figures put away, get this guy put away, get all of these put up. I might do that tonight. I think I'm just gonna have them as Volcanicus just for easy storage. That way the footprint is only 2 things. But I'm gonna film this Primal review. Hopefully I don't take too long on it. Yay! Transformers.